I'm assuming like he knew like that's where, him, Diesel, Razor, 1 2 3 Kid.
Hmm.
Dude, after seeing Michaels tonight though, like it's quite evident that he's a star.
Yeah,
Like it's so he jumps off the camera
he
like
does,
every
dude.
second. It's
He does.
unbelievable.
It's weird because, like I said, I used to like Sean's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But I watch this now and I was like kind of annoyed. But then he gets in the ring and you're like, dude, he is by far like no one. It's 1995. You got to remember, no one is
Exactly,
wrestling
yes.
matches like Sean. And he tells a story. He went in there for 10 minutes with Sid and he put on like a great match. With a story. I don't know. Like I had problems with it, but I think it's just because of the production. Like it was. I don't know how to explain it. It just looked kind of weird and funny and the weird commercial. It was, I don't know. And DiBiase not being told he was the manager. Screwed. I don't like his. We didn't. I don't even think we saw Sid's entrance, did we? He was just in the ring already.
Yes. Yes.
So that's why I was
Correct.
like DiBiase. I guess maybe it was a thing, but like Shawn, you're right though. Like Shawn, you could tell that's where they're going. More so than Razor and Diesel. Like you can tell Shawn is the guy. And like you said, he pops off the screen. No one had his personality at that time. As much as he was arrogant, I think he was the best worker in the ring at the time, maybe ever. Like he is, and like you can tell the impact he has on fans too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like people pay to see him right now. We didn't get to see Brett. I'm excited to see Brett at this time to compare the two, but I'm sure that they are like the two most over guys. I don't know about in the business because Hogan and Sting was like incredibly over when watching these shows. Like I was like, holy shit, I didn't realize he was that over type of thing.
Yeah, so far he's like the guy.
But yeah, I can definitely see what you mean about Luger like being passed up for Shawn and Diesel and them. But after the match, dude, right? Shawn like strips for like a minute and a half.
Dude, it was literally a striptease.
I was like, this is weird. This is 1995, and I'm uncomfortable. I'm like, why is he doing? Why didn't they edit it out, dude? Oh my! Once again, it's post production.
I was uncomfortable too, but dude, like again, this is going back to the Razor winking and nodding at Vince that you're the guy.
Yep,
This was like you could see. I don't think
he knew.
Vince knew he was
He
going to
didn't.
do. Like,
He
dude, he had his pants halfway down. I was like, dude,
his ass was almost out, dude. But here's the thing: it was post produced.
it's true.
Like,
Yeah, they could
have
have.
cut it out. So like, I don't know what is happening.
I'll say this though: the women in the crowd were going crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like he obviously has an impact.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not denying. It was just weird. It was just weird, dude. It was weird that they let it in, kind of.
A little uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
Say.
But then after the match, we go into the final segment, and it's like 2 or 3 minutes where you have Doc Hendricks, aka the Freebird Michael P.S. Hayes, which he's an interviewer, Doc Hendricks. He comes to Diesel, right? And Diesel and Shawn are doing a promo. Shawn, right after his match, Diesel was just chilling. And Diesel's WWF champ at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're the two dudes with attitudes, and they're going to wrestle for the WWF titles and the tag team titles.
The big triple header.
The triple
They're
header.
promoting the triple header.
Right. Nash, I thought, was a little pilled up. I don't know if you looked at him. I literally wrote Nash might be pilled up. He was like because Doc Hendricks said something. He was like, hypothetically, and then Nash just goes, very hypothetical. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you cheesy mother trucker. I'm like, what are you doing? But he was being kind of weird the whole time. He was like smiling a lot, and he was saying corny stuff, and I was just like, this is weird, kind of. But audio was still kind of bad. Like it was better than it was the whole show, but it was bad sort of still. But it talks about Shawn is basically like, oh, we're gonna win those titles, blah blah blah, and we're gonna win our regular title matches. And then Nash goes, they say we're two dudes with attitudes. We're also two chaps with straps. And it just goes to black, and I'm like, what? Or it doesn't go to black, but it goes back to Vince, and I'm just like, that was weird. But yeah, it just hyped up the titles. So
Yeah, so there was a spot in there too where Shawn gave him a hug, and he said, "My buddy," and he kind of hugged him, and you could tell like the swag was coming out already.
yeah,
And that's another thing too. Like, I'm so interested to watch this play out because it's right before that time. Like, we knew like in the '80s, Hogan and Macho were friends, but on screen they were acting like they were friends because of their characters,
right.
even though they were friends. But this was like real. Like you could see it. Like when he hugged
Yep.
the swag started coming out. Like it felt like, oh crap, that's like a flash of the NWO or the Kliq or whatever you want to say. You know?
Well, they did like a thing before the show ended too, which I don't know if you watched it that like throughout the whole. I don't know if you watched it, because there's just like a minute of like next week on Raw, and it ends with like Kid crying about Razor.
Oh yeah,
I'm interested to see like that dynamic too, because obviously they're all the Kliq. So I'm interested to see if like how emotional that is, because they're like, but they're like, it's weird. Because they're all best friends behind the scenes, but right now Vince or whoever's booking is booking them as good friends on screen too. Razor and Kid are different, but there's like two,
right?
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how much they do that. But it is crazy because immediately this is the first Raw we've watched, and you know how in the shoots and stuff, all the wrestlers say, "Oh, the Kliq were running the business. You couldn't do anything."
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's pretty adamant to me that those four are the best workers. I think there, other than Davey and Brett. Like, who else is it going to revolve around? Like, I don't know why people got like obviously I'm sure they obviously book themselves to be good, or they help, they influence. But it's not like they're not trying to work with people, dude. At least that's what from I gathered from, like, he made Sid look great, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he beat him clean, I thought he made him look great as far as like that worked. And Razor took a job. Like,
yeah, true.
I don't know. I'm interested to see how that plays out too. But there you have it. There's the Raw. The end of Raw.
The end of Raw. So before we sign off, why don't we do, like, before we decide which show we like better?
Yeah.
Why don't we do like match of the night and promo of the night?
Okay. I'm cool with that.
What do you got? What do you think?
Match of the night? I kind of want to say Sting, but I don't want to say Sting at the same time.
See, I want to say Sting, but I don't want to say Rotunda with Sting, because looking around, there's other matchups.
It might be Michael Sid, but at the same time, the first half wasn't that great.
I agree. I think I'm going Sting and VK Wall Street for my match of the week.
I think I am too. Just
Are
because I think I have to, dude. I don't as much as Shawn's great and he made Sid look good, I don't know if they weren't given enough time or what. It never kicked into a good, it ended kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, it happened.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like anything to be like, oh, it was a good, it was a fine match, but I don't think, for some reason, Sting and Wall Street was like really good. And it didn't end in a shitty way. So that helps for the WCW side.
Yes.
But yeah, I think there was a lot of like weird spots in the Shawn match. Like, for instance, when he missed the 2 super kicks and the fact that Sid was outside the ring a billion times, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's just a bunch of different things that I think why the Sting match was better for me. So
yeah, I agree with that. And Shawn did oversell. I mean, he was trying to make him look good, but I mean,
yeah, he was just,
don't make a joke out of it.
He was being a clown. He was being a clown. Like, he was,
and he does that sometimes.
He does.
His matches.
Promo, I think, was just the end promo from WCW Nitro. I think that was easily, I mean, you couldn't even hear the promos on Raw. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, dude. He's got ulterior motives. That stole the show for me.
That stole ulterior motives.
Macho.
He's the best, dude.
I'm with you there. That's the best promo.
So I guess, I mean, I don't know. Best show for me was Nitro, I think.
I'm with you.
I hate to say it. It did win in the ratings. Keep in mind, it got a 2.4. Raw got a 2.2. And like you said, like, I always thought of myself as like WWF guy, and I love Shawn and Razor and Diesel and stuff, but and Brett even. But I mean, like, you look at the first match, you got Sabu going through tables, and you got a weird DQ finish with Bulldog and Razor, and it's like, it was very. I thought, honestly, the WWF production was very kind of unprofessional in a way.
Definitely.
It was very. They didn't try very hard. Like,
it was shockingly bad.
It was very, and because like you look at them, you're like, oh, they're the industry leader. No, they weren't.
At this time, they weren't.
Definitely, they weren't at this point.
Nope.
Like, WCW Saturday Night's probably shot better than this Raw. Bro, you have a taped Raw, and you had 2 weeks off. You had basically 2 weeks to get the show together and produce it and cut it well, and they didn't at all. They didn't do anything well with it. I mean, they, like, even like, oh, dude, I don't even know, man. They didn't do well this week, I thought. Like, it was just not a good first going head to head against Nitro week. No. I think the only thing that belonged on this show, honestly, well, the Smoking Guns were fine as like a squash, but Sid and Michaels is the only thing I think that belonged on the show, and arguably it shouldn't even be on the show, because maybe you should save that for the, you know what I mean, for the pay-per-view, because they don't even have a pay-per-view the next week. They have it 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks, yeah.
So I don't know. It's just, there's not a lot of heat there on that show anywhere, if you look at it. Because even the first match with Razor and Kid is just like, it doesn't seem like real heat. You know what I mean? Because they're friends. It doesn't seem like there's anything.
Yeah. It's not like a rivalry or anything.
It's like fake. Like, oh, we should just wrestle, see who's better. It's not like they don't hate each other. But Luger and Hogan, there's real heat. Even the Dungeon of Doom is making real heat. Savage is just, I think he's the star of the like this week. Like him specific, as much as Sting was the guy, Savage like stole the show for me.
All right, we'll do that too. Star of the week. I'm with you, Macho.
Star of the week, Macho, 100%.
Match and promo. So
match and promo, and the ulterior motive. But
true.
yeah, I just think that heat wise and build and quality of matches, I think that like because the Razor, I don't know how you felt. Razor Bulldog wasn't good.
No, I didn't. I thought it was okay, but
it wasn't. It definitely. I thought like Savage and Norton was arguably better than that match. I don't know. It just and like
Hulk and Lex was better than that match, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I agree with that. Hulk and Lex. Like I think literally segment by segment, the only thing WWF might have won. Dude, they might not have won. Period. Maybe the Sabu because he necked himself, but like even that was entertaining because he's Sabu. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they really won. Like I'm looking at my sheets here, and to me they don't. I don't know if they won a single thing, man.
I don't think so either. Jeez,
because I want to say the Flair promo was weird, but
it was weird, but it wasn't awful with Lawler talking over it.
Exactly,
like, it just made it terrible.
And the Goldust promo was good too, but that one head to head against like what? That one head to head against. I'm looking
probably
Thing like, Wall Street ish. That was around there.
Yeah, probably.
So it doesn't win that. Yankum doesn't win anything. Yeah, dude, I just think quality-wise, I mean, WCW by far the better show. I think they won every segment. I really think they do.
Wow, look at us. Nitro getting the first victory.
Boyos. I honestly wasn't expecting that. I think, honestly, what really soured the whole WWF Raw this week, and I urge you listeners to go watch too, is the production was like bad, and I can't do it justice. Like it was really unprofessional, their whole show, man. It was not good. Like top to bottom, there was audio problems. The camera work was shoddy. It looks like ancient compared to Nitro. It looks grainy and like compared to Nitro. Nitro looks like boom, like you know what I mean. It's the way they present it with the ring in the arena. I don't know, man. Vince clearly didn't get the memo about something, you know.
Yeah, and Vince too. I don't know if he was trying too hard because of WCW, but like I said earlier, he's a stream of consciousness, and it's impressive. But at the same time, like after the third match, you're like, dude, please let Lawler talk. Like, calm down.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think overall Nitro for sure won this production. Even with the weird finishes, like we killed them on the finishes, but
at least their finishes mean something.
They, like you said, they were trying to sell war games.
Yeah, like I mean, like realistically, what does the Sid Shawn match do, finish wise? Shawn got to win.
Nothing. Shawn got to win.
They're not even. They're not even wrestling at the pay per view.
Exactly.
It's not even booked. Actually, I don't think from what Pettingill was saying. Right? Let me look. Yeah, I don't even think he's booked, dude. So.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's just weird. It was actually legitimately shocking seeing how unprofessional the production was. It just killed the whole show for me. So.
Yep. So our next show, should we do just War Games by itself?
I would say War Games review.
Fall Brawl?
But maybe we'll let the listeners, I think, can expect a Fall Brawl full review. And we'll just do it as, you know, maybe we can compare it to In Your House, but we'll do a single review, and maybe in one of our episodes down the line, we'll just say which one we thought was better.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
But I think Fall Brawl is on the cards for the review. Because I like partially because I actually want to see some of these matches, like Flair Arn, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please sign me up. War Games, just in general, sign me up.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I'm interested to see that. I'm actually interested too because it's like a 2 or 3 hour show. I don't know what it is, but I'm interested to see like the mid card guys, more of the mid card guys, because we haven't really seen, like, we saw Sting twice. We didn't see any like, you know, like.
We didn't see any tags.
Yeah. So I'm interested. I don't even know who the tag champs are. They didn't even mention that. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. 95. I got to think the Steiners are in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether they're the champs or not, I don't know.
Harlem Heat, maybe.
Maybe.
But they might be later though. 96.
They might be.
We'll see, dude. I'm excited though. Maybe Sabu will get some more Sabu action, and we'll get him necking himself for no reason. That was crazy, dude. But yeah, just exciting show for Bischoff. I think he I think he put on a good show, and as far as the war's concerned, I think he's 1-0, 100%.
I believe you're right.
And I mean, the ratings show that. I think our opinions showed that. I think